and then we're going to have a conversation real quick. Let me see. Make sure you guys can see me. Hello. All right. Spirit of the Most High Archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Chamuel, Azrael, and Ariel. Apollo the Messenger, 1125. Mother Goddess Oshun. We are nothing without you. We praise and honor your name each and every day. Amen. All right. So this ain't the regular live. I'm not finna pull cards right now. We finna have a discussion about a couple things. About spell work, burning candles. I felt like I needed to make this video. Spirit was guiding me to make this video before I did anything else. So I made this my first priority today. Okay. So nevertheless, of course, I already pray. Oreo, get over here. Come here. Get out the closet. Okay. So, hey Emma. Hey Cindy. Okay, so and I just felt guided to do this video because I get so many questions about spell work, or I get people that are, getting bad energy sent their way. So, and sometimes not knowing and kind of doing things on our own, you do things incorrectly. So I felt like it was necessary for me to bring it up today because I've been doing it for over 5 or 6 years. So I found out what don't work, what do work the hard way, and I felt like we needed to discuss it. But first, we're going to go into a couple other things. Before I go into that, we're going to talk about what made me even do this video. Okay, so of course I was watching the Deliverance. I barely watch TV. Hello everybody if I ain't speak. Hey bro, hey everybody, hey Trinity, hey Beauty Mark, hey Cindy, hey Emma, hey Phoenix 30, Sag. Hopefully I spoke to everybody. If I didn't speak, hello. I felt guided to do this video because for one, I'm technically from Gary, Indiana. Of course, I'm from East Chicago, but East Chicago is the city next to Gary. Okay, so I'm in and out of both. Lived in Gary multiple times for multiple years. The movie The Deliverance is based upon a true situation that happened in Gary. So, and my cousin Ebony is here. All right, so this finna get real freaky. Alright, because cousin showed up. Okay, so, and now I know this is just crazy. So, and the reason why I'm bringing it to you is because I feel like it's necessary for you to know. So, I don't want to babble. I want to jump straight into it so you can know what we're talking about. What up, cuz? So, the Deliverance is based, it says Pittsburgh. If you watch the movie, it says Pittsburgh. But know that this movie is not based upon all the facts. They twisted the story. A couple things. I'm gonna post 4 different videos on the community board that's based off of the actual true story. It happened in 2016. The actual 2011. I'm sorry. The house was condemned in 16, but in 2011, November is when it all shook. It went down. Okay. So the reason why it was brought to me is because the kids were taken to the place that I was working at, but I was not working there at that time. I came years later. Energy not being cleansed, you already know energy is never, it never leaves. It's just transferred. It's never destroyed. Energy is just transferred. So if you don't do the proper work to get rid of energy, you can still see and hear things if you clairvoyant, clairaudient. So, long story short, I ended up working there, and that's how I found out about the situation. When I worked there, that's when I met my sister from another Mr. Zola, and we were told about the kids and the walking the walls. Like, so it was people that still worked there that had witnessed it, that knew about the kids that were coming in, because it was the 3 kids that were there. I happened to be in the rooms where the things had happened at, where the paranormal activity had occurred years later. I ended up being in those same rooms. And so that energy was just really heavy, especially for me and Zola, because we both empaths. So with that being said, the reason why I'm even bringing it up is because the house being condemned was not the proper way to get rid of these energies. All they did is let them loose in the universe, especially in that area. Demons tend to attack people that are already depressed, poverty stricken, going through health issues. And Gary, Indiana, is the most brokest city. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. It's hood. It's next to Chicago. They got a lot of similarities, like with 444 on the clock. So I know all about it's survival out there for real. So, but when I watched it and I went to the clippings, it was just getting too real. So, okay, so long story short, the reason I'm bringing it up is because the downloads is that I was getting is that it was about to shake again. This happened approximately 13 years ago. November of this year will be exactly 13 years. So if you read tarot, if you watch tarot, you know that 13 represents death and transformation. But it's also the rebirth of a plan. So it's the rebirth of the plan. This is basically this demonic spirit is going to try to attack again. Okay, so during the movie, the first synchronicity is that the woman, they changed the name. Her real name is Latoya, but I had a friend, like a best friend that lived down the street from me. The name is Latoya. But her name in the movie is Ebony. My cousin name is Ebony. That's on the live. I only have one cousin on my mother's side. My mother's the only child. My grandmother had one sister, which is Ebony's grandmother. So I don't have, it's just me, Tara, and Ebony. The number three is gonna keep popping up. It's 8:03 on the clock. We buried my uncle August 30th. Okay, the movie dropped August 30th. Okay, that was another synchronicity. It was the 16th. Oh, the portal was open, and that's what I was gonna say. My ears just ringing. So remember, the portal was open when it's 888. 8 plus 8 is 16, so that was 8888. The portal was open. So, um, you said it's literally a dark cloud when you hit to Chicago on Gary. Okay, cause it is a dark cloud. Like it's a depression. It's like the Great Depression for real. That is really why I end up leaving. That was like half the reason, maybe more than that. I hate to admit, but the address is actually 3860 Carolina Street, and guess where I'm at in South Carolina. So that was another thing. I was like, okay, so that was the second synchronicity. Ebony, Latoya, the son being named Nate. If you know me, that was like the first person I ever loved. He shot himself in the head when I was a teenager, and he was a teenager. It was his senior year. I think I was a junior. So that was a synchronicity. His birthday is coming up 9/11. He is born September 11th, which is the towers, but he passed away before the towers had even hit. So that name was just real. And the person that plays him, his real name is Caleb. Caleb is born October 13th, which is Halloween backwards. And I just said it was going to shake around Halloween. So I don't know, like, everybody not into the things I'm into. I don't mind. I want to say this, I love pulling cards. I love getting downloads. But when it comes to something like this, I'm gonna be honest, I'm into like mystery and the dark things. I'm not just a dove, I'm a raven. I like to talk about everything, and I just feel like when I went back and just watched all the footage, it just had me all the way twisted how this story just got all the way buried. And it's so many witnesses to the children walking up the walls, the demonic spirits. Um, the family that stayed in the house before them is actually on another video I'm gonna put up. And her brother actually had killed himself in the room downstairs in the home before they moved in. Oh, he got killed, but he slept in a room downstairs in the basement. So his spirit was still kind of like haunting the house. But they didn't even bring that up in the movie. They did, but they made it seem the family that they portrayed in the movie is not the family you're gonna see on this clip. So what I'm saying is that the mother is fully African American. She is a Christian woman. She reads the Bible. They're gonna show her on there. I'm not sure why they spent that. Um, and she's alive. She was never sick. So I wanted to tell you that. And then the other thing was that her three children, one of them actually have passed away in real life, the oldest one, and that's the one named Nate, and that's who I just said passed away in my life. So I just was like, I had just wanted to share the downloads with you, and like I said, the kids was sent to where I was working at. Um, oh, and then Monique being a caseworker. Now this one to get crazy. Monique is a Sagittarius, of course. I don't know. Everybody probably know that part. But what was kind of crazy for me about that is that she said her son, if you ain't seen the movie, click off. If you ain't seen the movie, click off. Because you ain't finna say I spoiled nothing. I'm already going too far. Okay? So click off, mute me, come back later. For real, for real. I don't want to ruin it because I'm talking about it. That's why I made it in the title. I hate to be a spoiler. But, and so I say spoiler alert, so I'm letting you know. Go ahead if you ain't. But, and if you okay with hearing it, that's cool too. But, what's I going to say? You said I'm putting things together for you right now. And don't think I'm ignoring y'all. I'm reading, but the downloads just keep coming. And, okay, and then my cousin Ebony knows Nate because those were her brothers. best friends because she has two brothers that are my cousins. So that is also very interesting. I was like, dang, Ebony and Nate, like the main characters. Like, what is? I was sitting there last night. I was like, okay, Spirit, you really trying to tell me something? But anyway, I had ended up. Not only did I work at the place the kids came from, this one to get crazy. I not only worked there, and I worked overnights. I worked midnights, and so during this time, that's how I said them tearing it down. It just set it free. During my spiritual awakening, I know some of y'all probably didn't have sleep paralysis, but mine was not due to just having regular sleep paralysis. I was having sleep paralysis because I was working there and I was in the energy and I was coming home. So this particular night, and I had did this more than once. Like my kids had got into a routine of waking me up when they heard me screaming. Like they knew to it's get up, it's go time because she's screaming. And so I started sleeping in the living room more often anyway. So this particular day I was on the couch and it got on top of me. Like it was just this big shadow and he held me down. He put his hand over my mouth, but he had his hand on my throat. But I was still kicking. And I was able to somehow mumble. I think Jada said I was mumbling, but she could hear me like you can hear me making the noise, like, hey, something on top of me. So when she came in there, she shook me, she grabbed me, she pulled me up, and whatever it was had to release me because she pulled me out of my dream state. But whatever it was, I felt like I was suffocating, like I could not breathe. But it didn't register to me until right now when the movie came out. I'm like, well, dang, you worked there. And not only did you work there, I had kids that I had fostered, several kids that I had fostered from the Carmelite home. I think it was like four altogether, maybe five, might have been six. It might have been six. Now, but I did foster one named Monique. Now here's when it gets crazy, because Monique is the one that plays the social worker in the movie. She's a Sag, I'm a Sag, had a Monique. One particular day, and I said some of y'all might know me, so I might have already told you the story. If you know me in person, well, you probably were there. Some of you were there to experience with me. That's why it's multiple witnesses to the things because I'm always screaming because I'm like, what's this? Come here. But anyway, teenagers gonna be teenagers. She went out, she had some drinks, whatever the case may be, and she came back in and she started talking in this whole different voice. And me being me, naive at this time, not awakened, I kind of blew it off. I'm like, okay, you tripping, maybe you need some sleep. You shouldn't have did that. But it got deeper. It got darker. At this time, I was dating someone that was that his soul contract was designed to destroy me. He was coming to brainwash me. He was playing what was he playing at night? 48 Laws of Power. In my sleep overnight, he was playing it so that I can basically be brainwashed to whatever he wanted me to do. He was trying to dominate me. Now, at the time, I didn't know what I was listening to at night. But if you do lay with somebody at night, you should know what you're meditating to. But I didn't ask enough questions, so but something always fell off. So I started to realize that I had been around. This is when you start to become awake, and I was around serpents. I'm like, okay, the energy was always off. Something just wasn't right. The 48 Laws of Power, it was starting to, the third night, it just had me brain fog. Like, I just can't explain. It had me in a haze. And at this time, I had the foster kids in and out the house. So, Monique had the incident. Her voice changed, and then she started chanting. She started talking in a language I had no idea what she was saying, but he knew. So that is when it just registered to me, like, okay, his contract was with the devil because she was speaking in a language that I wouldn't know. It wasn't the Holy Spirit taking over; it was something demonic. And she said what the demon was, and I can't think of it now. You have to give me some time, but it started with a Z. She kept talking to him, and he says to me, oh, she said so and so, and that's so and so and so and so. So, I'm like, why would you even know that? Like, that's not even making sense to me. Like, why would you know that? But she went on to say, she was supposed to take everybody out in the house. I'm gonna keep it real with you. She was like, she started tilting her head. Her head was down, and for the first 10 minutes, I really thought she was tripping. But at this time, it's like now we like, okay, get all the rest of the kids back, and it's just me, him, and it's my oldest foster daughter, Tiana, with me. And we standing there, and Tiana like, I'm not sure what's going on, but it's something demonic. This went on for a couple hours. It went from the inside of the house 2 or 3 hours. We had to wait till she passed out. She was rocking, rocking, rocking. At the time, I had an aunt that I was really cool with that was really into the church. probably shouldn't have called her over because that kind of made it worse. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I'm asking her to come bless the house. Like I said, not awaken. She comes, and a couple hours later, did you find it on the mirror? What did it say?
It said die.
Yeah, somebody just wrote "die" on the mirror. So, but like I said, she came from there, and that's why it's so important to sage. But another thing that I was gonna tell you, so by her not being properly cleansed after that, she snapped out of it that night, but she snapped back into it when she left my house. She ended up, I don't know, if she went back to the Carmelite or went to another house, or did she run away? Don't quote me on that part. But she had a video that went viral. I think it probably got about 1 million views, and I can't think of it, but give me time. But it was her chanting to. She had went on a date with a guy, and
They had drugged her. Actually, I don't think it wasn't consentful.
I think it was ecstasy, something like that. It was something she kind of knew about but didn't know about. Yeah, she's something she wasn't supposed to be doing. And just like the alcohol, no different than alcohol. It's like when she takes something, and it alters anybody, honestly. But it brung about whatever came out of that Carmelite home that they brought from that 3860 Carolina Street. That it came from that. So she ended up she went somewhere, wherever she went at, on the video, they just show her on the bed, and I'm just gonna say it got really explicit, so I can't really go into it because it's YouTube. But I would just say it got real Eve's Bayou-ish, dark, like for color girls, child. That's the best way I could explain it to you. Peanut. Um, but the synchronicity, the what I was gonna say after that, and then somebody, and like I said, I'm not gonna, for certain things, I'm just gonna leave it without names. But somebody that I was dealing with that I'm still really close to, um, was blasphemy. He was talking back like very dark to the Most High one day when I was just like saying things, and I was like, you know, where is that coming from? But now, like I said, and then he was also saying to keep her away from him because of the energy that she was exuding throughout the house. But I ended up getting four. It was four girls. Well, it was like six, but two of them, that one and a particular one, also named Jasmine. She ended up locking the cat. My cat. I had a cat named Gracie. She would go missing for hours, and we would hear her crying. Like Peanuts at my foot crying 'cause she wanted to be picked up. She's full. But Gracie was crying because she was locked in the cabinet. We would find her like scratching. When we would let her out, she would be just traumatized because she had been locked in there. So by this time, I decided that it was time to send somebody back because it had just got too dark. I was like, I can't. And my kids out here, like I couldn't be on. I couldn't sleep. I was just uncomfortable. So we ended up when she ended up leaving, I ended up having to send Jasmine back. I think she went to the psychiatric ward. I got her admitted, and I also had to get the person I was dating admitted. Okay, so this was all from one house. Okay, getting admitted, psych ward. Okay, so with that being said, we ended up having to clean her room out. This is when it got matching up with the movie with him and eating, the son eating. We're not gonna go there. You gotta go watch it. The baby was eating something in class, gonna blow your mind. She had that in her room, mountains of it we was finding, and then she had other things that only women do in her room. So I'm talk around it. Men can't do this. Only women can. And you supposed to be real clean with it. You feel me? I'm talking about everywhere. Like we had to put on gloves. It was so dark in the room when we went to go gut it. But then we found the letter, and the letter was basically saying she was told to take everybody out. But then she went on to tell Jada and her actual blood sisters and the other children in the house that, what did it say?
She said she wanted to kill all of us.
Yeah, yeah. She said it told her to take everybody out except for me. Now, why it didn't, it still never, it came for me that one time in my sleep. But the more higher I got elevated as far as spirituality goes, the it don't, like, it never bothered me again. The more I just had to keep, to be honest with you, if I chose to go back out there and live a life of not saging, not taking spiritual baths, not egg yolk, not burning candles, I would be all the way jacked up. And I'm just being like, because I would be a weak vessel. And what I also want you to know is that at any given time, um, the devil goes for the weakest person on your team. That don't mean they love for you is weak. That could just mean a child, and that's what it attacked her youngest child. And I noticed that my kids' thoughts got dark after the kids had ended up leaving. They had they were still themselves. I'm not saying it, but they were very sad, more sad than I had ever seen them. And I knew it was from something that energy that they was around. So, but I wanted to make sure I told you everything. So what I'm saying is right now, make sure that you not that movie to me meant to make sure you not around karmic energy and people that are contracted to destroy your life. Know that you guys different contracts, right? So and don't think that the devil didn't have a contract on us. That don't mean we signed it. That just means he feel like we should honor his contract. It's all about who contract you decide to serve. So I want to say that we are in really spiritual warfare. Don't ever let nobody tell you. I seen somebody post, it threw me off in my Facebook. In my Facebook group, I'm friends with people, some of my subscribers. I disagree with what somebody said. They said that the movie was based off of just solely the Most High. That's it, coming closer to the Most High. That wasn't my experience. Me being held down by a demonic spirit after working there and having children there. I mean, of course, I noticed to get back closer to the Most High, but it was also to let me know, why are you crying over there? It's also to let me know that there's other things that I needed to do. If I didn't read the Bible every day, and no, I'm not a holy roller. I'm far from a Christian. Okay, I sin like everybody else do. I don't walk on water. I don't think I'm better than nobody else. But I will say that I have learned, and I want to cover this with spell work. I have learned dealing with some subscribers and also just watching people. You have to be careful when you're doing spell work. So let me say this. When you go into it with evil intent, don't nothing good come out of it. But when you go in it and you praying and you asking, you telling the Most High, I'm at your mercy. I want you to take control of the situation. So whatever it is that needs to be done, this is interfering with me mentally, physically, and emotionally. So if you could please make this person exit. So I want to say on my behalf, I know y'all done heard me say a couple things about my neighbor. But let me say this. Let me tell you what I did, okay? So come here, because your wine is throwing me off. Come on, Peanut. Come on. I'll put you in the bed. Come on. Come on. Okay, she's not coming. um, I lost all train of thought. What was I saying? Because as a mother, I tuned out for 2 seconds. Oh, what I was, okay, let me see. Oh, that's what I was, okay, so what did I do? This is exactly what I did. Okay. So I told Spirit when I came in the house, I got on my hands and knees. And if you talk to the Most High about me, ask him. I said, Spirit, you know my temper. I get it popping, I get it busting, and then I'm going to get all this karmic debt. So I'm asking you right now, tell me what you want me to do. I'm at your will. I need this person to exit out of my view. My energy is throwing me off. I'm distracted. I can't do this. I can't do that. So can you make this person not a distraction? Because I'm trying to do your work down here, and they throwing me off. This ain't about me going nowhere. I'm trying to focus, Spirit, and I'm getting irritated. So I read Psalms 3. And I think the one right after Psalms 3. Now, I can't think of the next page, but I think it's Psalms 3 and the one right next to it. But it was about protection. I read it 3 days in a row. I built my own candles and I put my own energy into the candles. Like I put my own stuff in there, did my own little thing. Nothing dark, nothing crazy. Stay away from people that tell you to use graveyard dirt. Do you understand? Because Big Mama in Colorado tells me that that's what I'm supposed to be using December 15th if you still watching. No, you don't. No, you don't, boo. You do not go and disturb the dead because what does it say? Rest in peace. What you doing scooping, sis? If you casting a spell, you're supposed to use crossroads dirt. Crossroads. Because it's a cross. And the Most High got hung on the cross. You got to make it make sense. So don't be using women. Don't be using what comes naturally every month for you. That's sick as hell. Disgusting. Somebody told me you use that. Oh, that person asked me for that. Okay? Don't be using animal stuff. Don't use none of your animal, whatever comes out of them. Don't. That's disgusting. When you are doing a spell, I made a sacrifice. That's what people get it twisted. Don't be sacrificing the animals. What are you doing? What are you doing? My sacrifice was me, Big Mama, not eating that candy. I said, Spirit, I gotta give you something in return for this because I need this blessing. So I gotta give you something that you would be proud of me giving away. The word is proud here. Make the Most High proud. He ain't proud of us if you messing with that stuff. He ain't proud of you. You out there messing with the deceased. God, I had another girl tell me she put her son's. She put her daughter's boyfriend's energy in the freezer. It froze his whole finances. What you doing? Stop playing God. That's the whole point. That's to let him. I didn't say all I said was listen. I read like I said. I read Psalms. I burned a blue candle, black candle, white candle. I think a red candle. That was it. Didn't say nothing crazy. Read the Bible every day. Prayed on my hands and knees, and I let it go. I wrote the person's name on the card. Said this is what's bothering me. Spirit, do what you need to do, and that's it. I ain't tell him what to do. I watched what he did though, and I was amazed. That's all I'm gonna tell you. For that to be my first time doing some spell work, I was like, whoa! Like Spirit was like, if this is the situation, Spirit will take things away from the person that's destroying you to make them a better person too. That's what I find awesome. I find it awesome that even in the midst of their destruction, it's still to build them up and make them a better person. And what I mean by that is that let's just go with if they might have a little eating problem. Some might be up with their car. They got to do a little more walking than usual. But that would be good for them and their animal because nothing's wrong with walking. I had to walk every day. Everybody's supposed to walk. But that was my point. I just wanted to say, like, stay away from those things. Don't be, people make sacrifices and they be sick. That ain't nothing to, like, oh, okay, Spirit, I ain't gonna do no social media today. I'm not gonna do no chocolate today. Whatever. That's just basic for me. I fasted. I think I stopped eating the days that I did pray. I stopped eating at 6 p.m. And I didn't eat the next day to maybe about 9 or 10. And I don't even think I ate then. Some days I made it wait to about 2 in the evening. So I did a fast of about 16, 18 hours out that situation. I gave up something. So yeah, that is disgusting. But um, when you and that sometimes you could be naive in the spiritual world. Come on, Peanut, I'll put you up there. I just said that. Come on, Mama. I'm not gonna. You could come over here. Okay. Um, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, me just watching people where people go wrong at is that we go into it with ill intentions. Because most of us when we do spell work, we do it out of anger, and that's not the energy you should even go into doing spell work. Um, Even if it's somebody that's trying to destroy you or bother you, you know that you highly protected because of who you are in the spiritual realm, so you don't even flex on it. You like, Spirit say don't touch my anointed, and you trying to touch my nerve, so I'm just gonna let Spirit deal with you. And I really mean that. Like, I'm just, she probably down there thinking I didn't tell him to take a soul child and probably, I don't know. You know how you say the word witch and people just get, ah. So, and that was another thing that threw me off about the house, the whole Deliverance movie. Every witch in America, including me, because I am a witch, a good witch though, would tell you, you don't demolish a house. When they broke it down to the basement. Ain't that where the spirit was at? So now you didn't just poof. It's all through Gary now. And I heard that it's finna shake out there. And unfortunately, I really am upset about that. But it lets you know that a lot of the caseworkers that's out there that's on the cases that are for the children that are being abused are possessed. People don't want to talk about that. It's so many people that are so 3D that you talk about possessions like it can't happen. Then how you got four people in the room talking about a child and walk up the wall backwards? So they all lying. Like that don't even make sense to me. We all gonna come. Hey, listen, we just gonna make up. You gotta make stuff make sense. When the math ain't mathing to me, I tune out. It's just a part of people not wanting to control a situation, and since it's out of our control, especially a police officer can't go arrest a demon, so of course they gonna But if you go watch it, it get really deep. I just wanted to say that you're gonna be like, this is really something to be thinking about right now. And it for me, it's just not about it being in Gary. And that's another thing I was gonna say. After I ended up not. I wasn't at the Carmelite for a very long time. I ended up leaving. And if you do your research on that particular Carmelite out there in East Chicago, it caught on fire not too long ago. In the last 3 4 years, it was a fire. But what I'm saying is the kids left their energy there. So some of the nuns are not really good nuns. If you know me, I told you I had gotten to it with one really, really bad. She was telling the little boy to spit and fight me, and this is a African American little boy, and it's no shade to nobody of a different race, but we already get a bad rap, especially little African American little boys, bad and gang bangers. They gonna do this, sell drugs. That's how I don't like that. So don't be giving him, don't be amping him up. And she was just like, oh, you go do this and do that. So I knew something was off with that. And then honestly, one day we was sitting in the room and I told Zola, I'm like, hey, something in here with us. Like this just don't feel right. Like I don't feel right when I leave. Peanut, you really doing something to my nerve. Hold on, y'all. Please one second. Because it's like a baby without a bottle. Come on. Come on. Oh. Okay. Are you happy now? Okay. Peanut was not gonna stop crying. Somebody pick up his butter. But no, I just was gonna say yeah, and I was gonna say also, now that I am picking up Peanut, the candles don't just work for if you did need candles. I said I was gonna start doing a class, so it's crazy that my brother Ty had just said he had a dream about me talking about doing classes, and that's what the classes would consist of. So now that I know that everything works, because I actually made a candle. I was making a love candle. That's how Peanut ended up pregnant by Oreo. So, ta-da! Candle made babies. And a money candle, that was like the first thing I made. And then this was the I could do the court candles. I'm making court candles. So if you had a court situation. Now let me explain this too with these candles. I want to tell you, be real with yourself first. Ask yourself, and I'm being real with me. I ain't don't please don't take this as me getting smart, okay? Because that's how I want to say I'm talking to myself. Before you even think about doing the candle stuff, ask yourself: are you right? Are you fully right? Are you justice? Are you unjust? Is it something that review the situation? Is all I'm gonna say. Especially if it's somebody you into it with, make sure you done all you could to kind of rectify it before you take it any further. Now, as far as love go, if you buy a love candle or you make one, just make sure you're really ready for what you call in. Don't do it if you still messing with somebody and it's you kind of gotta kind of clear the slate a little bit. So you gotta close all the doors in order to open up another one. Um. So yeah. So other than that, I just wanted to. I'm trying to think. Is anything else I wanted to tell y'all? It was so many synchronicities. Oh, the address to the house. Okay, that's another thing. The address to the house in the actual movie was 113. So when you go watch it, it say 113. That's my sister that actually passed away. Her birthday is January 13th, and she lived directly. This how personal this get. My sister that passed is from Gary. Guess where she lived? Across the street from what the Methodist hospital where the kids were checked in at. So the address on the movie is 113. So my sister stay right here. This the damn hospital. Like you cross the street. Like I want you to understand, you cross the street. That's it. You at the hospital. That's it. That's all. Mind you, not that hospital is for so many reasons. Not only did my sister that's where the kids went, but that's also where one of my best friends, um, rest in peace, Pooh. He got shot and they left his body there in front of the actual like the entrance to the emergency room to the Methodist hospital where the kids was taken. That's exactly where my sister stayed across the street from, and they left my best friend, and he passed away in the entrance of the Methodist hospital. So, um, one of my sister's names is like I said, some of the last names in the movie, the names are also registered with what was going on. So, yeah, and that's why I was gonna say sometimes I just really wanted to make this video because I feel like Halloween coming up, and that's when people just get real dark. So I feel like it was just need to be a video made, especially if you do feel like you need protection or you are confused or you've been feeling really depressed or negative about some things. It could be something going on, deeper than just, it could be energy transfers. It could be a demon that you've been around. A lot of times we overlook the smallest things. After we watched it, so yeah, and that's why. So after you watch this, after you cut me off, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to sage your phone because we're gonna sage all over again. That is why I said everybody can't go messing with everything. To me personally, I'm gonna be honest, and this ain't me being cocky or nothing. I think the reason why that spirit told that little girl to take everybody out in the house but me, because that was just the, you don't like that. Hey, we're gonna battle. Like I was just telling my kids yesterday when we watched the movie, they both were saying like, I don't know, I would have probably just gave up on my kid, but they kids, so they supposed to say that. I'm like, oh no, baby, I'm fighting to the end. Like she fought for her kids to the end. We're going to battle in that basement, because no, I'm not giving up. So he probably said that, or whatever the thing was, like don't, cause I got Scorpio on my chart, so we gonna go back and forth. But my point is that yeah, it's gonna get dark. People gonna just start doing little wacky stuff, whether you like it or not. It's nothing we could possibly do about it on our end. It's besides protect ourselves. Is what I'm saying. It's nothing you can't go stop them. So if you start, and if you have been in low grade energy, as far as being around people that are of lower energy, you definitely need to protect yourself. You've been arm bumping with people in the elevator, and you know what I'm saying, out in public at the grocery store. You got a job, you work outside the home. You don't know who at home, who doing spell work that you around in your job. You get what I'm saying? You don't know what people be doing behind closed doors. And because you don't know, you might want to just do a little extra protection these days. So that's why the closer we get to Halloween, hey, it's gonna get a little. They people that's so, and like I said, they said all of this start happening in November, um, 2011, which is 11/11. And my phone lit up today at 11/11, which was so crazy. I was like, oh my God, I gotta go live about the conversation. But um, yeah, I don't even know if y'all watched the movie yet. Um, the main thing I tell you is to burn myrrh, Myrrr, myrrh, sage, white sage, myrrh, and I got something called jasmine blossom. I burn all three of those. Another tip I give you, cause I don't have no type of demonic, nothing going on, like nothing bothers me, and I'm not even bragging. I just like I be doing it. These candles. Sometimes they only get blowed out. The kids will tell you they got to come in here and blow them out while I'm asleep. So like no, I got a whole little fort like Tyrese the son. Don't mess with my fort, okay? Don't come up in here. But now, what's I gonna say? Put your stuff in the Bible. Thank you, Spirit. Put your stuff in the Bible. And I read the Bible every day. I do hope you. And I don't be sitting here for page after page. I can't do that because I would get bored. I read one page a day. But now, because I've been doing it a long time, I'm honestly up to 3 pages. I read Psalms 23 every single day. Every single day. I've been doing it for 5 years. If I miss a day, I try to go back and read it. Well, I have, missed a day. Something had happened, and I done missed a day or two at the most, and I just go back and read it. But if you stay highly protected, the energy can't get you. Can't nobody can. And I'm saying this, and this is not a brag. Spirit knows it's not a brag. Once you get so elevated in your spiritual game, you can't be messed with as far as somebody doing spell work on you. And I know I've elevated to that point. Can I feel people tugging on my energy when I do TikTok? Like, girl, bye. That's low grade. I didn't elevate it. So you got to make sure. But like I said, what I do, if you asking me, I put stuff in the Bible before I burn it. My sage be in the Bible, the myrrh be in the Bible, the jazz. Sometimes I don't if I don't have time, but the majority of the time I do. Everything go in the Bible. I read the Bible every day. We open the windows. Jada just saged me, the dogs, the puppies, Odyssey, the doorway, even in your kid's doorway. Just sage the whole doorway. Sage the doorway. Say just walk through. Bless your house constantly. So I say sage every day because kids come from school. Even if you work from home, your kids in and out the house. Somebody coming in and out. So you better sage and cleanse the energy. You said what you say, Emma? Oh, okay. And what else I was gonna say? I'm trying to make sure I tell y'all everything because I'm gonna forget. Oh yeah, you can get rid of all evil energy. Life and death in the tongue, Emma. She is exactly right. Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's more easier than you think. It's not. It's not that hard. That's why I said if you just do some of the things I'm saying. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you. I actually, and when I do read the Bible, I write a passage out the Bible. I got like a notebook, and in the notebook, I think it's almost full. I think it's like my third notebook or something like that. We didn't fill them up, so I just keep them, and they like in a little stack. I think we got three. Jada got one, I got one, but it's like little 3 stacks of notebooks, and we just read. We open them, and we just write the Bible. It's something you should get your kids into doing. The little ones a little harder. Obviously, like I said, should be 13. But when I do read the Bible, I read the Bible with the door open, the kids' bedroom's door open, so they can hear me. You know, because kids go to school, just know it's like a lot of negative energy coming in and out the house just from other children. Parents, they do stuff crazy at home. These kids come to school and take it out on your child. So you just got to be careful. I just wanted to tell y'all that. But mark my word, I'm making this video to tell you that the wrong thing was to do the demolition on the home. As I guess as a pastor or the Catholic Church, they felt like that was the right thing. You set it free. You did not. The last thing that happened was a guy, like he was like making social media content or whatever, and he decided to buy the home. He locked himself in the home. He told them, to put the boards up. I'm gonna put the video up. He told you, put the boards up, board me in the home. Don't ask me why. Me and Jada was like, why are we doing this? If the man that came over, to help you out, that he had started having organ failure, lungs, kidneys, everything started failing. The first social worker that was on the case, which that's the one they showing in the movie, the one that's Monique is really playing. She she left the case alone because she said she was the one that was in the room when the baby walked up the wall. Her and a couple other people was in the room. So after that had ended up happening, she ended up leaving. She left Indiana. She not out there no more. But she worked for, like I said to Gary, for the DCS for Gary. So that had traumatized her enough. She had enough sense to leave. You don't go digging. You don't just keep digging. I don't know what. But my point is, she ended up leaving. They got another caseworker on there. The blinds are dripping this oil. They don't bring none of this up in the movie. Blinds dripping the oil. People coming in there touching the blinds. They never could figure out. I thought it was another man that touched it. Yeah, that got cancer. Yeah, he came in contact. He was in the house. Yeah, the house inspector, because he was a house inspector, he might have touched the blinds. The house inspector ended up getting cancer. The next caseworker that took over after the lady that played Monique came in, she had 3 broken ribs from an accident. It was something else that happened to her. Yeah, she broke her hand. Everything kept happening to her hand. Yep. She broke her ankle. She fell and broke her ankle. And that was from touching the blinds in the house. The oil had got on her hands, and you can't just go in there. It wasn't no evil eye. I was like, oh God, it was all done wrong. And then so finally, when the guy that actually bought the home, the last person that owned it, he called the family over, not LaToya's family, the family that stayed in there prior to that. They all came in there. They go in, walking around. When they leave, this lady had 2 kids and a son. Her daughter tried to take herself out after they left. And then also like I said, she mentioned that her brother had passed away, not particularly in the house, but he was somebody that stayed in the home in the basement. She said she didn't like going down there. This was the mother. But that particular day they came back to walk around the house, she went down there. She said everything went to crap after that. I'm going to post. Everything went downhill. And it was also speculated at first that this was all fabricated because that's what people wanted to believe. Like, oh, it's just made up. People got paid to say this and people got paid to say that. Like, no. One thing I noticed about the main character, even though her name is Ebony on the actual movie, but her name is Toya in real life, she will not, once you come in contact with that home or you do anything dealing with that home, you can't be around her no more because they actually had to do 3 exorcisms on her. So after that, well, they call it Deliverance in the movie, but what I seen on the recording I just watched, they did an exorcism on her. Took 3 times. So her brother ended up talking to the actual, person that was doing the documentary. He wasn't allowed back in the house after that because he had touched this man's hand. And that's why I be telling people, don't touch me. Y'all gotta be don't touch me, because that's how energy is transferred. All that patty cake, baker's man, don't touch me. So, but I just noticed that in the movie. So, and then did the brother end up getting sick? I can't remember that part. The first resident that stayed there, I can't remember if that one passed away, but I can't remember if LaToya, something happened to her brother. The first girl that stayed there, her brother ended up passing away. LaToya brother ended up coming in contact with the actual guy that was doing the documentary, and I don't know what happened. He wasn't ever allowed back in the house after that. She wasn't dealing with it at all. What else I was gonna say? I'm out. Somebody just brought up. Wait. I'm not gonna even. My daughter can't read the screen. She's not on the live. I'm finna blow your mind. I'm not even finna look that way. Jada, What did I turn on for Denzel Washington before we started this live? What's the song?
I know it's that movie when the spirits are transferring from people.
From person to person at the end, they were singing "The Time Is on My Side."
Yeah.
Somebody just wrote at the bottom. They wrote, look how her mouth look. They wrote Denzel Washington falling. Yeah, transfer. Time is on. The time is on. I just watched the scene over and over and over again. So, you tapped in, babe. She said Denzel Washington didn't blew my whole. Let me tell you something. So that's the only movie that came to mind. I kept hearing him singing at the end when they and he kept. I remember Denzel Washington was like, "What?" He's like, "What's going on?" He was looking like because it went from an old lady to the young lady. It was a Caucasian lady. It was an African American lady. I think it was a Jamaican man. It was just jumping from child to man. He was like, okay. So, and the number three gonna be real symbolic, and it's that the number 333 just keep popping up. Like I said, the second social worker had broke 3 bones and 3 accidents. You'll see it was three this, and today the 30th. I mean the third. Today the third. Yeah. Well, all the threes technically, because today is September 3rd. You break down nine 3 times. That's three, 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 three. So I just was sitting here and I was like, you didn't blew my mind with the fact that you just. My daughter couldn't think of the movie, but she was like, "Mom, why you keep watching that scene? You got that song stuck in my head." And all I kept saying was, "Time is on my side," and it's not. Time ain't really on my side. I don't really make that song because time is not enough hours in the day. But my point is, because that's the ADD for me too. I be everywhere. But yeah, I just wanted to tell y'all, like, stay highly protected because that just came up. That's why I just said, like, and then you came in. I'm not saying you weren't watching, but just like, look at all them threes up there. I'm not saying you weren't watching before, but I had just said about shoulder bumping and touching the hands even before we had brought up the name. I'm like, I don't like the touching of the hands, but that's how the brother ended up not getting back in the home. And yeah, I'm a post it because it's like 4 different videos, but it was like somebody should have did a little bit more research on this. Like when the guy ended up buying a home and him being somebody that makes social media content, he just took his, I think it was like $35,000 to buy a little house. So he bought his little house, 35,000, not a big deal. And he decides, like I just told you, the last incident, the cameraman was in there with him. It was an older guy that was like doing a little forensics, touching the walls and stuff. He touched the oil. He touched the blinds. The one that organs and kidneys and everything started failing. He touched the blinds. He was hospitalized. The cameraman tweaked out. When you see what the cameraman did, you're going to be like, and then now they just showed him and he, real Marilyn Manson. I ain't trying to be fine. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I ain't it's a little lot, but. Huh?
It's very gothic.
Yeah, it's past gothic. It's kind of
Satanic.
yes, satanic. Yes, it's real like woo. So, hey babe, how you doing? Um, but yeah, the end. So he ended up the cameraman ended up flipping out. He started wanting to beat everybody up in the hotel the night after he had left. You will see it, how everybody's just like in there. This is not, nobody was acting. This was not acting. This was all real. This is not a myth. This is not a story being made up. Like I just said, because I came, it makes me wonder because I'm so spiritual and I just happen to have enough knowledge to know what was going on. How many other children were affected by them tearing down the home? How many other children it just flew free in the air? They had a medium there before. The medium said that it was over 200 spirits in the house. That's a lot of spirits to be setting free in one area of poverty-stricken people. That's easily manipulated to feel the devil's energy instantly because they not of high vibration. They have lower vibration because of things they go through. And I just don't like that. I don't like that. I just feel like, Satan prey on the weakest. And that's what I'm saying. He go for the weakest targets. That he don't never go for the strong. He gonna always go for the low. So, but the man ended up boarding. Let me just tell you this. He ended up boarding himself in the house before I leave. I'm looking at Jada. I'm saying, is he for real? I'm finna post it, y'all. He like, zip, zip, zip. He done boarded himself in the house. The dog barking was symbolic. The dog, it was never a dog. Even in this movie, The Deliverance, there was no dog in the home. Even on the film, when the real mother is talking, the one that Glenn Close played, she's an actual African American woman. She like, there was never a dog. Like I told Latoya, like, wait, where's the dog barking from? And this man that boarded himself up in the house, guess what he had? The damn dog barking. He's telling the dog something, don't come near me, be quiet.
I think he was talking to the spirit.
Oh yeah, he was talking to
Said
the.
something came out the
Yeah, something came off the wall. He just started tripping, and he ended up basically, you might as well say, going blind. His eyes had got so messed up that if he had ended up having surgery to repair him, it would have did more damage. But his sight was impaired right after that. So he decided to, and his sight was never restored. This is like I said, facts. His eyes are still messed up to this day. If he gets surgery, it's gonna mess it up. He ended up tearing down the house. That's what his solution was. He was like, I just wanted to end it. I didn't want nobody else to ever go back in there to even do research. So I just tore it down. And that's why I just told you the resurrection of whatever that was.
And I think he said that people still go back there to do satanic rituals.
Yeah, and people. Oh, and that's the reason why it's still bad ground because people still going back there to do dark rituals. Um, so people probably traveling from different states. I hope it ain't countries, but people be crazy and they going out there. And the crazy part is that it's a lot of people that go out there already because that's where Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson was born and raised in Gary. So I just found that all to be just very weird, like I said. And these are houses that I have passed up on numerous occasions. Like when I'm seeing it on the live, it's home to me. I'm like, it's what I'm saying? It's like, I'm like, damn, I've been in that police station several times. Don't ask me why, my business. No, I'm just playing. But I've been in the police station several times, okay? Couple speed tickets here and there, whatever, things happen. And but yeah, I was like, dang, even the house, the front porch, I'm like, dang, I drove past that. So the fact that I had came in contact with it on so many different occasions, from me fostering the children from the Carmelite, me working at the Carmelite home, and then me driving past the actual home that the children were in, I was tweaking bad for a long time. I ain't gonna lie. Like Jada tell you, she was on standby. Like as soon as I went to sleep, it was like, don't you sleep too heavy, because you said I woke up. I done woke up screaming, like bloody murder. So, and I done had some horrible dreams coming from that. Like I have never had anything so dark happen to me that felt so real. So I don't know. It irritates me that people exist that don't believe it, and I mean, or just base it off of you tripping or something was by coincidence, a door slamming, a window must have been open. Like not no damn window open. Like some up in here. But nevertheless, y'all, I just wanted to make this video. I didn't talk to y'all long enough. I'm gonna go ahead and go on TikTok for a little while. But yeah, the symbolic was it was something else. It was something else with the names. I can't remember the daughter name. But it was important for some reason. And I had to bring it up on another day. Because I'm on overload. I think I told y'all everything. Yeah, but anyway, nevertheless, I wish y'all well. If y'all got any questions, if you are feeling some type of way, today is the new moon. That's important. So know that if you plan on taking a spiritual bath, you got the next 3 days. So today the 3rd, I'm telling you, got to the 6th to spiritually cleanse yourself. And that's like the 6-9 sign, and that's like to get your yin and yang together. So you got the next 3 days to get yourself in alignment as far as a spiritual bath. And you can do an egg yolk cleanse if you don't have time. But if you got time to do your spiritual bath, do your spiritual bath. Charge your crystals, charge your candles, charge your cards. This is all you got. The next, if you don't feel like doing it tonight, there's always tomorrow. As I always tell you, try to get them before the sun come up. But if the sun touch them, it is not the end of the world, because I have learned that sometimes when you Google stuff, Google don't be right. It'll tell you the moon going back in, and the moon was out the last time. Talking about the moon gonna be gone on this particular day. Man, that moon was out 3 extra days. Like I'm talking about, I'm walking Oreo on the trail. I don't see nothing but the sun on this side shining bright, but the moon directly across. I thought that was cold blooded too. It was like they was both on my head. It was like the moon was on one side, the sun. I felt so. But anyway, yeah, you got the next 3 days. So charge up your crystals, your candles, do all that stuff. Oh, I love you too, guys. It's, yeah, that full moon. We out of retrograde. Did y'all make it? Did you could breathe now? Because retrograde ended. Mercury retrograde ended. Of course, we probably in another retrograde, but retrograde ended August 28th. So we're clear. I think we got in the shadow phase in 7 days, but we almost out. So I just wanted to, you said you barely made it out, cuz. Oh, yeah, barely made it out. Barely made it out. But we made it, though. We made it. Got a hair on our, no, I ain't gonna say hair on our chinny chin chin, because we don't want hair on our chinny chin chin, ladies. So, But we made it out, y'all. The next retrograde is Mercury. You want to know when Mercury come back? I'm finna tell you, end of the year. Thanksgiving, we will be in Mercury retrograde. Ain't that sucky? Not Christmas. It ends December 15th. I think it starts
11:25.
11:25 or is 11:23? It might. It's
25.
25. It's 2 days after Thanksgiving. It's somewhere around Thanksgiving, y'all. Don't quote us on 25, Jay to say. So somewhere up in there. Yeah. Just know, and even if it's not, even if it is the 25th, you will still be affected on the 23rd because the pre-shadow phases will be full effect during Thanksgiving preparation. What that means to me is y'all make sure y'all get y'all food and stuff from the grocery store because baby, it's gonna be packed. It's gonna be miscommunication. You gonna think something here and it ain't gonna be here. They gonna be out of sweet potatoes. You gonna call the store. They say, "Oh yeah, we is nah." So, aw, I thank you, honey. Your daddy birthday is Uncle Dude's birthday. Is it 11/25? Ev, is that right? I think it is. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. And just start looking for that number 3. I want y'all, if you really into this stuff, 11/25. Okay, I did not know that. So Uncle Dude's birthday on Apollo the Messenger birthday, 11/25. That's crazy. Real crazy. That's real downloadish. um. Oh, did you say Black Friday with them sales? I'm so happy. Hey, let me tell you now. I might save y'all some. Don't y'all order nothing offline during retrograde. Don't. Now you do it if you want to. I ain't gonna. I ain't doing it. They ain't finna ship my stuff to nobody else's house and they take my packages. Retrograde is not a good time. Mercury retrograde is not a good time to do online shopping. It's not a good time to travel. People gonna be trying to travel around Thanksgiving. Flights will be delayed. Luggage will get lost. If you ordering things, it's gonna go. Even if you're doing that Walmart cart, it might be a good idea to do it a couple days before Thanksgiving, cause that Walmart cart, I can imagine Thanksgiving, they gonna be just throwing anything in the cart. Yeah. Can you see them? Talk about they ain't had no sweet potatoes. They gonna give you they ain't had no sweet potatoes. They gonna give you sweet peas. That's not. I don't want sweet peas. I want some yams. So don't be yeah. Even ordering your Christmas stuff, I don't know. My mama still gonna do it though. Oh, look, my mama, look at your grandma still finna try. She like, they sent this somewhere else. But nevertheless, y'all, I just wanted to tell y'all, be careful out there. Burn your candles, do your cleansing. You said you're gonna be in bed. Oh my goodness. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. You said you're gonna be in bed. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm gonna get some food. I'm gonna get some cooking out the way. I'm just gonna do it early because I don't want no. Nope, nope, nope. But yeah. Nevertheless, I was just gonna say the only way, because now, like I said, now it didn't put so much on my mind because I still got family out there, and it's just like now that knowing that all that energy just running free out there, I just think it's gonna get real dark around Halloween in my hometown. So I think it's gonna get. Oh, that's what we. Dang, they want me to tell you this too. And so what's another synchronicity is I got a reading about a year and a half ago from Egyptian tarot, and in my reading she says, Phoenix, aren't you from Indiana where they, Stranger Things the movie? And I think she had on a Stranger Things shirt when she did my reading. And so yesterday I realized it's a Stranger Things 4 coming out. Now, mind you, I haven't watched the other ones. I'm not gonna speak too much on that movie because I don't know a lot about it. But
It's a TV show.
oh yeah, it's a TV show, so I don't know much about it. I know they season 4. It's season 4 coming out. That's what Odyssey said. She's like, Mama, season 4 finna come out. But the main character in there, which is Caleb. Caleb is Nate in the Deliverance. So how ironic is it that the main character to me he was the main character. He was the oldest kid in the Deliverance. Is Caleb, but Caleb is also the main character on Stranger Things. I do know this much: Stranger Things is based off a portal being open in Indiana, some type of portal being open. The fact that Stranger Things is based off of Indiana, and then now we got this movie, The Deliverance. This is just not. This is just not by coincidence, y'all. So, and then now we got Prue's birthday up there. Prue was born. It's 21 people in the chat and 40 thumbs up. So let me break that down. That's April 12th. Shannon is the girl that passed off a Charm, and that's her birthday. She was born April 12th. My niece's name is Charm, and my niece stays in Indiana. So that's I can just go on and on about the downloads, but it's definitely something meant for me to look more into because it's more work that's gonna have to be done with that whole little situation, especially protection, especially for family members. If you got family members out there, because it's gonna go down, baby. Your cousin name is Nate, and he was born October 30th, and 13 is the time. That's the time of death and transformation. That is really crazy. So that definitely means something. Oh, and my grandmother. Okay, my cousin that's on that is Ebony. My cousin that's on here. Her grandma, Ebony's grandma, and my grandma are sisters. Their dad had a twin. It was Nathan and Nahu, right, Ed? So that's crazy. Our what great grandfather is twins. So we got twins, and it's Nathan and Nate. So that name is just extra symbolic in so many ways. I'm like, man, it just keep coming up. So y'all, I could talk forever with the downloads. I'll be putting it together, making it make sense, because everything makes sense. And I don't know why people make the word coincidence, because I don't feel like nothing's about coincidence. I feel like everything is a message. It means something. You just have to look into it and sit down and pay more attention. I kept hearing trilogy and the number three the other day, and I was like, why do Spirit keep saying the number three? It was driving me crazy. I'm like, okay, I get it. Three, 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 three. And I'm like, now I know that, I was going to get this download today. And like I said, my great grandmother had three grandchildren, well, great grandchildren, Ebony, Tara, and Janine. So that's us three. So it was just like three girls and this, that. It was just, I was like, okay. Like, I was saying earlier, like, you know what, Spirit? Yeah, I get it. So nevertheless, oh, and Prue birthday, this is the last download. Ebony's grandmother was born December 31st, my great aunt. But her birthday, December 31st, is still 12/4. That is still Prue's birthday backwards. Prue passed away. Shannon Doherty passed away from cancer. Rest in peace. And my auntie passed from cancer. Gang, gang. Now, when I tell you I can put them downloads together, I'll mess your mind up. Like, you'll be like, okay, she is really. So, this is just the experience. We are not meant here to stay here forever. So, just know that too. But while we here, I'm going to figure this out. So, I'll see y'all next time. I'm going to be posting for, just so you know what's up next, I'm going to do Patreon tomorrow. So Patreon will be posted tomorrow in the next 24 hours. I did members. I posted it Saturday, so you'll have a video members Saturday again. If I do have time throughout the week, I will pop on YouTube to do like some of the zodiac readings. But mostly, I'll be on TikTok this week. So if you're looking for me, I just want you to know where I will be. Other than that, if you got any questions about what I talked about, I'm hoping I broke everything down. I just really wanted to give you the do's and don'ts with spell work, as far as casting it. Because you're going to even see in this video I'm going to post, they were saying that somebody was doing spell work and casted a spell, and that's how all this started happening in their home. They don't know who did it. They don't know why they did it, but they end up digging up stuff in the basement, and they found candles and fingernails and little weird stuff people be doing. Like, keep it simple. That's Spirit wants you to keep it cute, simple, and short. You don't got to do all that. That's when it start getting dark. People put too much into it. Put pure intentions and make it lightweight. That's the best I can give you. So, but other than that, I will see you next time, guys. I hope you have a beautiful evening. It's 9 o'clock on the dot here. Love and light. Bye.